Let's see how the market is doing this morning. This morning we had non-farm payrolls come out. It came out way stronger than expected, so don't expect a rate cut coming through next week, especially with such low unemployment and inflation kind of just sitting where it is. It hasn't really gone too much up or down as of yesterday. If we go, not yesterday, but it was the day before, you can see here PCE actually was up year over year ever so slightly. Core was unchanged, and we've got huge payroll numbers coming through today, so I think that's probably off the table. We'll probably see some wild bucking action out of the FOMC next week, but we're also going to talk about Riot earnings today. We're going to talk a little bit about what Bitcoin is doing, and we're going to look at a couple of miners as well to see how they are performing in this market. Now, before we get going, go ahead and check out Capital Curiosities. It's a small, growing channel. I've watched their content. I do like it quite a lot. They've only got 2 videos so far, but look at those subscribers. They've had this for less than a week, and it's already at 528. That's growing way faster than TradeCave ever did. But anyways, go ahead, check them out. Link in the description for those. Let's get going. All right. Riot. All right, this is actually, I just had ChatGPT do a summary of that. I got the Riot report and I just asked it to summarize. So you can see they mined 1,500 Bitcoin last quarter. Their Bitcoin mining revenue was 142 million versus 71 million in Q1 2024. So that's a pretty good growth. Where they missed was earnings per share. Let me go back to here. You can see on TradingView they missed earnings per share by about 48%. And they didn't really, they were still up 7% off of that bad news. So that's not too bad. That shows you that Bitcoin is really the one holding all the cards here in terms of where things will go. But you can see though that we are making higher highs and higher lows right now. We made a higher high today. And as long as we don't come down and go under 695, Riot is on the charge up. So let's draw a new channel here. We'll start with that low here, and we'll go to this low there, and we'll run it across the tops here. There we go. So as long as we're in this channel, we're charging up, charging up, charging up. Not too bad, and we've gotten out of this descending channel now, so that's not so bad. The next time we come to the bottom of this channel, I'll be looking for a bounce. We get a bounce, I think that we're going to have some continuation come through on this bad boy. All right, let's keep looking at their earnings real quick. So let's see here. I don't really care about any of this other stuff. EBITDA was down. That's not good. Bitcoin holdings are at 19,000, so yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad. Second largest of the Bitcoin miners. Strategic developments, they acquired Rhodium's mining operations at Rockdale for about $15 million, or representing a $15 million annual losses that are resolved. They're still building on Corsicana. They're still working towards that 1 gigawatt power capacity by early 2026, and they are, they're looking to expand, continuing to expand in AI and HPC. But the big reason they're going up, and we all know the big reason they're going up, it is because Bitcoin is up. Look at this. Look at this. We had this big move up. We had this dull bull flag. We hit the bottom of the channel pretty much, and we just took off. And now we are stacking candles. Look at this. We are stacking candles. Now today's the small candle, but look how that body is just stacking on top of the previous one. As long as we don't come back underneath 96,526 and close the candle down there, I think we're going to be going to the top of this channel before visiting the bottom of this channel. That's what I'm going to say here. And let me go ahead and draw a horizontal line here. As long as we stay above this, I'm not going to make it red because I wouldn't sell there personally. I'm going to make it yellow. I'm going to be cautious there. As long as we stay above that and don't close a candle under that, I think we're going to the top of this channel, which would be $102,000 before coming to the bottom of this channel, which is $95,000. And if we break out of this, well, then we could come down to 92,000 where we have support, or actually it's closer to 93, isn't it? 92,900. And if we lose 92,900, then we come all the way back down to the 80s, okay? Then we come back down to the low to mid 80s. But as long as we're holding 96,554, and we don't close a candle under that, I think the top of the channel is more likely than the bottom of the channel, okay? Clear there? All right, here we go. Let's take a look at some other Bitcoin miners this morning. All right. Okay, so you can see CleanSpark is doing okay. It's up 2.48%. We haven't made a new higher high yet on CleanSpark yet, though. We got to get above 928. We got to get above 928. We got to tap this yellow line right here, which would be currently, if it hit it today, at 958. We got to get there. Now, what are we watching to the downside? Let me draw the channel. We got an ascending channel here. We got an ascending channel. Look at that. Look at how we've tapped that like with perfection repeatedly over and over again. Let me draw it like that, and let me drag it all the way back here so we can encompass this whole thing. Okay, so right now we're coming up on the middle of the channel, and we're struggling a little bit there. That sucks. Which also represents this box of resistance right here. Let me click on it so you can see it. You see the dots there. This box of resistance that I got there, this is where CleanSpark is going to struggle, and it's going to struggle. It's basically going to struggle all the way up to about $21, to be honest. The biggest struggles will be up to 18, but once we're even there, like there's still some struggles. Not as much, not as bad as from here to 18. From here to 18 is going to be a real slug. If we cut through that quickly, you better believe that's going to be very, very interesting, because we'll be leaving a lot of resistance behind. So don't expect this thing to, it's going to be more of a grind, I think. I think CleanSpark's going to be more of a grind unless we get like a super bullish, uber bullish move out of Bitcoin. Okay, so we're struggling at the middle here, which is also the beginning of my little resistance box. All right. So I really want to see it hit 958, and then or honestly $10, 958 to $10, and then come back down and touch, preferably $9 from above. Again, that's what I'd like to see, $9 from above, and then carry on without going any lower than $9 and carry back on up to about $11 or $12 from there. That's what I would really like to see. You can see now here, let me start drawing some of these things. You can see that we broke this trend line here. This one, we broke that trend line to the upside. That is great. Now we've got this trend line here that we're trying to break to go higher. That's what's in our way now. And to the downside, and I'll show you this real quick. I'll draw a trend line. You can see to the downside, the problem now is that we're still kind of touching this bottom trend line right here, this orange one that I just drew. We're still sort of touching that over and over again on the low end. We haven't gotten that big divergence moment from it. So really what I want to see is, even if this pukes out, I want to see it not come anywhere near this orange line right here. Let me make that a nice big line. This is the line I do not want to see price come back to touch. If price comes back to touch this, I'm going to, well, one, it'll be a lower low, but two, it signals to me that it's going to go even lower. And how do we measure that over here? Like, why is that what I'm looking at? I'll show you that, because if you go to the trend lines video, which I can link to at the end of this video, if you go to the trend lines video, I explain it, but we'll do a real quick and dirty version right here. Notice how, like, this was really aggressive. I'm going to cut into that real quick. Notice how this was like a really aggressive trend line going down, right? We puked down to it, we puked down to it again, and then notice right here, this one did not come down to it. Didn't make a lower low either. Made a higher low, did not come back. It diverged from that, and then guess what? From there, we just carried on up again. And actually, we're not going to touch that line again. You can see it on the SPY. It's actually really clear on the SPY right now. Let me get rid of that. Let me go to SPY real quick. It's really clear on the SPY right here. See how we made that? We made lower lows all the way on this trend line, and then this low right here was significantly away from that trend line, kind of signaling that we're going to go higher. That doesn't mean that we can't go lower than 541 or that we can't revisit 509, but it does mean that the biased is away from coming back down to this trend line, which would be like all the way at this point. At this point, it'd be all the way down to like 415, which would be crazy. That would be like the worst day ever. It'd be like 1929 style drops. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at the miners. So what are we looking at for the miners? Right now, I'm looking at it to accumulate. It's accumulating. It's broken the trend lines already. You can see them right here. This one right there, this yellow one, and this dotted one. It's broken the trend lines already, and it's broken it on slow flat volume. Okay, it's going flat. We've seen this before in other Bitcoin miners, this flat price action, this very measured, small moves for a long period of time, just chopping in this one area between 23 cents and about 16 cents. I've been accumulating down here, okay? I've been accumulating. I've more than doubled my position down here because Bitcoin's going to make a move. It's going to make a move pretty soon, and if it makes a move, the miners make a move, the miners make a move, the warrants make a move, okay? I'm looking for it to come up to about 36 cents from here at some point in time. I do expect some sort of struggle there because you can see there is resistance here. There's resistance right there, okay? If we can get above 40 cents, if we can get above 40 cents, the next resistance point is going to be at the next fib level, which is also 66 cents, which is also coinciding with this resistance right here. And then we kind of have resistance all the way up to about 83 cents because you can see all this price action right in here, right in that fib level between 0.5 and 0.618. There's tons and tons and tons of resistance. We get above that, it gets a little lighter on the way up, and we hit some more resistance again at about $1. So what am I expecting out of CleanSpark warrants? I'm expecting, if Bitcoin is to explode, I'm expecting CleanSpark to do the same. I expect CleanSpark warrants to go even harder. I do expect some turbulence at 36 cents, at 66 cents as well, and from 66 all the way up to about 80, 90 cents, and then from there a move up to $1 before hitting resistance once more. Okay, that is what I'm looking at. I am accumulating down here. Nothing I say is financial advice and not a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. Do your own research, come to your own conclusions, be responsible for your own risk. Okay, what else am I looking at here? Mara. I'm watching Mara. I like this. Well, one, they have the biggest Bitcoin treasury of the Bitcoin miners. They've got something like over 40,000 of them. Okay, I'm looking at this bull flag that we are currently breaking out of with the current candles right here. We're breaking out of that bull flag, and I started taking some positions on this yesterday. In fact, I think I'm flat on that right now, or maybe even down a little bit. Let me take a look. But that just gives me opportunity to get a little bit more. Let me take a look here. I'm up 1.42% on two $20 Mara calls expiring January 16th, 2026. Okay, so that is where my position is right now. I am looking at maybe buying out till March 2026. And on my next batch, I'll buy a couple more, but I'm going to build out that position. And I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing an inverted head and shoulders right here, kind of like this, right? I got the head there. This shoulder's real small, but like it could come up to here and then come back down again, and then take off, something like that. It might double dip at this level, give me an opportunity to get in even more. But I am expecting that sometime around early June, this thing will probably be trading back up about $18 or so. If we get that July rally, like we might get a bit of a June slump and then a July rally, in that situation, well, then I'd be expecting, yeah, for it to get about that $20 by August. Maybe then we'll get a dip and then we'll go test some of these $30 levels again sometime later in the year. All right, so that's what I'm looking at right now for Mara. What about IREN? I've basically abandoned IREN, to be honest. I'm not super interested in it. I've noticed that institutions haven't been buying IREN, and they've been buying their peers and not IREN. So I've moved away from it, and I have not recommitted any funds to IREN because, and let me look at it again right now. Let me do it right now. Come down here, go to institutions, and we can see that, honestly, yeah. I mean, okay, so BlackRock added last month. Okay. That's the first time I've seen their name in a while. All right, so maybe I should rethink that here, because it looks like since the last time I checked, institutions have started returning back to IREN. So maybe I should look at it at this level. I'll start analyzing that a little more closely here this week, and we'll see, because this one is also doing a bit of that inverted head and shoulders look. The only thing I don't like about that is this hammer candle here came lower than the previous low there. Like there was a low here and it swept it pretty hard. Came almost ate back a lot of that. Oof, I don't love it. I'd really want to see this one above the 50-day moving average, because they sell all their Bitcoin. They don't have any in HODL, so like they're not getting any of the appreciation. Of course, there's no risk to the downside for them, but they're not getting any appreciation. This comes out on FOMC day as well, their earnings, so that'll be exciting. What about Mara? When is Mara's earnings? Mara's earnings are the day after FOMC. That's May 8th, and CleanSpark is May 7th, also FOMC. So that's gonna be a very exciting day next Wednesday. How is Bit Digital doing? They're hanging out down here. They are looking like they're primed to do something. I want to see Bit Digital get above the 50-day moving average at 225 before I have any interest in it. It is coming out of this falling wedge, though. I do like that. So look at Bitfarms. Bitfarms is looking largely the same. We're getting a bit of a bull flag. It is struggling at the 50-day moving average. It is going to have to conquer that in order to go higher, but it's working on it. We'll see where it goes. All right, let's see here. What else? Is there anything else? Let's talk about MicroStrategy real quick. Where's MicroStrategy? It is leading the way. MicroStrategy is a leader. Look at this insane uptrend here that we are in MicroStrategy. It is leading the way again. It is the first mover. So MicroStrategy is moving first. Like last time, it was up in late November, I guess. And let's take a look. Where did Bitcoin go in December? Yeah, okay, and Bitcoin didn't peak till mid-December. Okay, let's take a look at like Mara. Where did Mara peak? About the same time. Okay. Well, we can see MicroStrategy is leading the way right now. It's leading the charge. This is an area where I am very suspicious of it. I really want to see them close a candle over 404, like preferably over 405, before I'm feeling confident about MicroStrategy. I'd like to see maybe 2 candles above 405, and then I'd be convinced that maybe it'll run to like 450 or back to $500. Otherwise, I'm looking at this double bottom and I'm thinking it's worked out already. Let's go ahead and measure that. Okay, if we measure the double bottom, no, it's got room. Okay, that double bottom's got room up to about 448. Okay, it's got room to about 448 before that double bottom is completely played out. It is mostly played out though because it has reached this high here, and it did to the penny started rolling back over again. So I am looking at, as soon as it breaks this 9 EMA, I'm looking for it to come back down to the 50, honestly. Anyways, I think that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description as well as the channel bio, and have a profitable day.